Alright, so jumping straight into one of the first things that I'm going to discuss in this video, which is the legal side of starting a dropshipping business. And I've broken it down into these 4 most important elements right here. And one of the first things that I'm going to discuss is business registration. And by this, what I mean is, when is it the right time for you to register your company as a legal limited company in whatever country you're currently living in? So for those of you that are not aware, I'm based in the UK and things work a little bit different than in America, Canada, Australia, but they're somewhat similar. So even though I'm going to explain how we do things over here, you're still going to be able to learn a couple things that you can apply to your own situation. So the way that I personally look at it when it comes to registering a brand new e-commerce business, I'm not necessarily going to do it until I've proven the concept. And by proving the concept, what I mean is until the business is bringing in consistent sales, maybe over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. If I was to start a brand new e-commerce brand today and I got it to the point of being able to make over $10,000 in month 1, same thing happens again in month 2 and month 3, so on and so forth. That's the point where I'd now consider registering that e-commerce or dropshipping store as a limited company. And the way that I do this is actually quite easy. What I do is go over to this website over here called Companies Made Simple, and then I check over here to see if the company name is available. And when it comes to picking a company name, you want to make sure that it's something similar to the dropshipping store that you're currently running. So an ideal situation would be to make sure that whatever domain you picked, which is www followed by your website.com, also matches up with your limited company registration name. Because by doing it this way, any potential customer that lands on your website that is considering to buy from you may also go over to Google and see if you have a real company. And if they are able to see that everything's official, they're more likely going to buy from you rather than someone else that doesn't have an official company. So again, depending on what country you're currently living in, things may be a little bit different. You may not be able to use this website over here. It may be a different one, but the process is simple. Just make sure that you've been able to build up consistent sales over a period of time before you think about registering your business. All right, so swiftly moving on to the second most common question that I get asked on a regular basis when it comes to running a successful dropshipping e-commerce business, which is, Sam, how exactly do I deal with refunds? And to be very honest with you, it all depends on what supplier that you're using or what website you're using when it comes to fulfilling all of your orders. Because different companies, different websites, different suppliers have different policies when it comes to what they're willing to accept, how long they're willing to wait, and just generally what their return policy is. So it's very important that you make sure to do all the necessary research before using a supplier over the long term. But to give you an example of how my supplier does things, the way that it works is that they have fulfillment centers in the US and UK, and that's the main places where I'm sending orders to. And my supplier also offers me a 30-day return window, which means that if a customer wants to return an item within that time, they can send it directly back to the fulfillment center that sent it to them. And then once my supplier receives it, they're going to issue me a credit on my account that I can now use that money towards other orders. But one of the final things that I want to mention on this topic is that you just need to make sure that you clearly state what your refund policy is. Whether it's on my eBay listings, whether it's on my actual Shopify websites, I always try to make sure that I clearly state what the refund policy is, how long the customer has to return it, in what condition they need to return it in, and any other details they need to know so that they fully understand what I expect from them if they do decide to return the item after they've purchased it. Okay, so moving on to the third legal thing that I wish someone told me about a lot earlier on in my journey, because it would have just made the whole process a lot more smoother, which is, when exactly do you apply for a business bank account and a credit card? And the reason why it would have been beneficial for me to be aware of this a lot sooner is because I was using my personal bank account to receive all of the payments from my e-commerce business, and I was also making payments from my personal bank account too. And the reason why that was a headache is because when it came time for me to now submit my taxes, I had to spend time to go through all of the transactions on my bank statement to make sure that I wasn't overpaying taxes and I wasn't underpaying taxes. However, if I did apply for a bank account in the early days, it would have just made things a lot more easier. But the main question now is, when exactly do you apply for a business bank account and when exactly do you need one? And to be very honest with you, you're not actually able to apply for a business bank account until you've gone through with the business registration. But you are going to be able to apply for a self-employed bank account, which means that you can start receiving all of your business incomings and outgoings into that one rather than your personal one. And of course, when you do go through the whole process of getting your limited company or your LLC set up if you're based in America, that's the point where you can now switch from a self-employed bank account over to a business bank account. And when it comes to when exactly you should get a credit card, now in my opinion, I believe that you should get one as soon as possible. Every single time that you're spending money, you should be putting it on a credit card, especially if that credit card is giving you some sort of points back. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know what credit card I use this one over here, which is the American Express Gold Business Credit Card. Reason being is because every single time that I spend £1, $1, whatever it is, I'm able to get 1 Amex point back. And the more I'm able to build up those Amex points, I can now redeem them when it comes to booking flights or even just buying general things for my business. So it's a great way for you to earn money back whenever you spend money. So if you wanted to sign up for the exact same credit cards that I personally use, then you can click the link in my description down below, because if you use that link, you're going to be able to get some sort of welcome bonus points if you get accepted. All right, so moving on to one of the final things that I'm going to discuss in this video, and again, it's one of the most common questions that I get asked when it comes to growing and scaling a dropshipping business, which is, Sam, when exactly do I start buying bulk inventory from my supplier in China? And again, the answer to this is going to be dependent on your own personal situation, but the way that I see it is that if you're currently using a supplier in China that is sending out the orders and is taking maybe around 10 or 14 days for your customer to receive it in the country that you live in, then it only makes sense for you to now start buying those items in bulk, and then you start fulfilling those orders yourself. Because by doing that, you're going to be able to make sure that the order is how you want it to look before it leaves your house, and you're also going to be able to offer your customer 1 to 2 day delivery. And most importantly, you're also going to be able to save money on every single sale that you make, because when it comes to doing dropshipping, because you're buying the item one at a time, the supplier is going to charge you a lot more than if you was to buy, let's say, 5 units at one time, maybe 10 units at one time, even 20, 30 different units at the same time. And to give you an example of what I'm talking about, I'm just going to jump onto AliExpress and show you this popular product that is currently selling well, which is a robot window cleaner. And if I was to click on, let's say, this one over here, as you guys can see, if I wanted to start dropshipping this product right now and I started making sales, it's going to cost me around $83 every single time I want to buy it from the supplier for them to send it to my customer. And of course, it's also going to be sent from China, which means that it's going to take a certain amount of time for it to arrive to the customer. However, if I went on to Alibaba.com, which is a popular website that a lot of people use when it comes to finding suppliers in China that are going to be able to ship you your products in bulk into your country. As you can see, I've already typed in robot window cleaner, and the exact same product that's available on AliExpress is also available on Alibaba. However, this one, we're going to be able to start buying it in bulk right now for around $42. However, again, on AliExpress, it's available for almost double the price, which means that if we did want to use, let's say, this supplier, because they're verified and they've been on the platform for around 4 years, we're going to be able to make a lot more profit margin, and we're going to be able to offer speedy delivery to our customers. So going back to the initial question of exactly when should you start buying products in bulk, well, it all depends on your personal situation, where you're living at the moment, and if you have the budget to do so. If you do believe that you found the winning product that is selling well, and you're currently living in a country like the UK, US, Australia, Canada, Germany, countries that currently have a big population of online shoppers, then it only makes sense for you to come up with a plan and come up with the money for you to start buying the products in bulk, so that you can start fulfilling the orders yourself, so that you're going to be able to take a little bit more control over the e-commerce brand that you're trying to build. But of course, there's a lot more that goes into building a dropshipping or e-commerce business. I just wanted to give you guys the basic things that I wish someone told me when it came to the legal side of things. But if you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to press the like button. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe as well and hit the bell notification. But if you want to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, where I broke down step by step what you need to know when it comes to starting a dropshipping business, things that I didn't really talk about in this video, then make sure you click the link right there. Check that out straight after this one, because it's already helped out so many people, and I'm sure that it's going to help you out too. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.